Not that kind of Christian here. Today's message is a very cold one from Mr. Stuart Spagatner. Let me explain why. You may be shocked. You may even be awed. You may be even Norman Schwarzkopf, or whatever he was called. Dress up, for the days of shock and awe are nearly here. Yes, Stuart from another graveyard. There are the graves. He always preaches first from graveyards. He mentions the frost on the graves this time. But just stay with me a second longer. I use the phrase shock and awe because I now remember where that came from. Norman Schwarzkopf, Gulf War. Dear old Stormin' Norman. That's the guy who came up with the phrase. He was getting dressed in battle dress for the days of Operation Shock and Awe, the Gulf War. War and awe? Well, they're nearly here. And Stuart's a good Christian. And do you know what? In America, Schwarzkopf was regarded as the ideal Christian man because he did have a slightly soft side to him there, Stormin' Norm. Stormin' Norm actually did have a little soft side. He could shed a little tear for the soldiers who had died and the families of the troops that were killed. But he was really a man. He was a good Christian man, and he knew that he was fighting a war for Christian civilization. Shock and awe, right? There we have fundamentalist Mr. Stuart Spagatner, former supply teacher in Suffolk, calling it after shock and awe. Wow, Christian warrior indeed, eh?
As you can see, the grass is white as frost, so it's pretty chilly out here. But I've come prepared. I've got 3 scarves on this morning. I find if you keep your chest warm and your hands warm, that seems to sort of form some sort of a buffer.
Well, I just want you to notice one other thing. There's a gate in front of that church. It's clearly a locked gate, and there's obviously a sign saying there's a security camera. He won't identify which church it is, but I would say it is probably an Anglican church in Suffolk, and someone has given him the key. Yeah? So in other words, some Anglican vicar or curate or whatever in Suffolk wants to preach exactly the same kind of stuff as Stuart. Yeah?